I bought this refurbished Xbox Series X from GameStop for way too much money, and in this video, we're going to take an in-depth look at it and see if GameStop ripped us off this time. I don't think you guys need any introduction to GameStop refurbished products. They're always a bit sketchy, a lot of times don't work, have scratches, just bad stuff. And I've been waiting for this one. It took me a long time to get a refurbished Series X from GameStop, but here it is, and it's in this box. It's in the classic GameStop refurbished box. Now, the odd thing is it's called certified pre-owned, but it says GameStop refurb down here. And then of course here on the front, it does show the Series X. Now if we rattle it around back and forth, it doesn't feel like it's very snug in there. So not surprising. I mean, that's how GameStop likes to do it. Let's go ahead and waste no time. Let's open this bad boy up and see how they like to rip me off this time. So let's take a poll down below. Do you think they'll send me a scratched up product or not? I think they will. Usually they like to use Magic Eraser on their consoles, and I don't think it'll be any different here. But let's find out. Open this bad boy up. We've got a white box of stuff, I guess, and wow, hold on. That's the packaging they use? Wait a second. What am I even looking at here? It's just like two little bands of, let me just dump this out. You guys probably cannot see it. What on earth is going on here? This is the weirdest packaging job I've ever seen from GameStop. It's not even bad. It's just so weird. Like, what in the world? I mean, I guess there's foam on all the sides, but it's strapped in there so weird. I guess that's actually not as quite as bad as I thought it was, but it's not good. And oh, there's not even a sticker on the back. All right, we'll get into this in a second, but I'm already seeing a lot of issues here. Good old GameStop, man. Ooh, gotta love them. I really wish they honestly were refurbishing older stuff too, because oh, okay, that's interesting. We got a different controller. All right, we'll take a look at that in a second. But yeah, I really wish they were still refurbishing like 360s and stuff, because that would be a sight to see. We got our classic little manual here in case you don't know how to turn on your console. We've got HDMI cord, power cord, and I'll just say this: when you see an HDMI cord kind of sloppily strapped in there, I know it's not a big deal, but it kind of tells you that whoever put this together does not care too much. So I'll throw that out there. You might not agree with me, but that's what I see. We got GameStop themed batteries, very dusty. Not sure why the batteries would be dusty, but they are. We got the controller here. I'm not even sure if this is an official faceplate. I've never seen it. It might be official though. They have a lot of different varieties, and it does appear to be a refurbished controller because there is a hole right here where the screw is. So somebody jammed their screwdriver in there, took it out, and the GameStop always leaves little stickers on here. Somebody told me one time what they mean and that they're not supposed to be on here, but every time I buy stuff from GameStop, they leave them on here. We got a sticker down there. But yeah, it's the red, I guess a red camo. Let me look this up real quick, because this is a weird controller. It's like a mix of 4 different parts. That's weird. So I'll show it on the screen, but there is a red camo controller. I knew I recognized the front, but the back just looks weird. So it should be all black on the back, not black and white. So somebody, probably GameStop, mixed and matched some controllers. So we got white, black, white, red camo. It doesn't look too bad. It's just odd, but I mean, seems to be in good condition. We'll test it out, of course. And now back over to our console here, which looks a bit sketchy. Let's take it out of this weird foam contraption they used. I mean, I guess it works. It's just like, why? I don't know. Oh no, they did it. No way. Holy crap. Look at that. They did it. They used the Magic Eraser on the Xbox Series X. Are you kidding me? I don't understand. Like, it's a matte console. Even if there are scratches, it doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look bad enough to take a Magic Eraser to the console and scratch it up that much more. I don't understand, man. Look at that. Like, you guys can see it, but first of all, there's a bunch of scratches on there, and then they made it worse by doing a Magic Eraser all over it. Here on the top, same exact thing. There's Magic Eraser scratches all over this thing. On the bottom, same exact thing. Magic Eraser marks all over it. I mean, come on, man. Why do you do this? And then here on the back, actually surprisingly on the back, it looks like they just left a bunch of fingerprints for us, but no scratches. But of course they did actually take it apart and do something, because there's no original sticker here. There's a nice little barcode they slapped on. Good old GameStop, man. I don't know what, I guess they actually did refurbish something on here. Not sure what, but I'm sure they probably did not fix it. Top looks fine. Dude, they even scratched up the power button. If you can, hopefully you can see that, but there's like a giant scratch, or a bunch of scratches right in the middle. Same thing with the eject button, bunch of scratches. I don't even know what to say. This is like classic GameStop, but I still can't believe they do it. Every time they do it, I can't believe they do it to the system like this. I'm like, just terrible. Let's go ahead and plug this thing in, see if it works. Afterwards, we'll open it up and see if they did anything inside. I don't know what to say. Let's just go ahead and plug it in. Thanks to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's video. So me personally, I love going home and eating a nice fresh homemade meal for dinner, but the last thing I want to do at night is go to the grocery store and then go home and cook for an hour or more. And that's where HelloFresh's service really steps in and helps out. HelloFresh is a service that delivers pre-measured ingredients and cooking instructions directly to your door so you can make an easy homemade meal. And to take that a step further, HelloFresh has quick and easy options like the 20-minute meals and easy cleanup dishes. Being easy on effort but still tasty is a big deal to me, especially around the holidays when you'd rather be spending your time around friends and family. Now the best part about HelloFresh, it's reasonably priced. HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping and is 25% less expensive than takeout, so it just makes sense to use it. Now you might be thinking that since it's inexpensive, it must not be fresh, but you'd be wrong. HelloFresh's quality is a top priority. Ingredients travel from the farm to your home in less than 7 days, so you know it's fresh. My favorite HelloFresh meal so far was one that I made 2 weeks ago. It was barbecue rub pork chops with green beans and garlic rice. It was super easy to make, but honestly, it tasted like something you'd get at a nice farm fresh restaurant. So if you want to make some tasty food at home, go to HelloFresh.com and use the code JacobR18 for 18 free meals plus free shipping. Again, that's 18 free meals from HelloFresh.com with the code JacobR18. So things just keep getting weirder with this console. So upon further inspection, figured out that this battery right here is actually dented. Hopefully you can see that on the camera, but right there's a dent in the battery. I'm assuming that probably happened in shipping because these batteries are laying in the same compartment as the controller. And it also makes sense why the controller has a few scratches in the bottom. I'm not sure if you can see those, but since the batteries and the controller are in the same compartment, they're banging around against each other. Good old GameStop. But we got everything plugged in now. Let's go ahead and turn it on and see if it even works. I don't have much hope because this is actually the other thing I figured out. So looking on the back, the HDMI port is like pretty wiggly. Yeah, like as you can see, it's wiggling around pretty bad. So I don't even know if it'll output to the screen. I'll be surprised if it does. That might be what they replaced. I don't know if they actually fixed it correctly, but I guess we'll find out. All right, guys, 3, 2, 1. We do have a life. As you can see there, got a light on it. We'll go ahead and wait and see if we see it on the screen. There it is. All right, it is booting up. No games inside. Let's go ahead and boot up the controller. See if it connects up. Probably have to sync it up. All right, controller synced up. It is showing on the screen now. I'm gonna wiggle the HDMI port around a little bit and see if it stops showing signal. It's still working. It's actually odd because the HDMI cord is so wiggly in there. So I'm surprised it's showing signal. Well, let me go ahead and sign in and everything. And we're gonna do the full gamut of tests here because I don't trust this console, but let's go ahead and get signed in. All right, console is updated and on now. We're signed in. And another discovery I made is I think this came from a smoking home because I can get a vague smell of cigarette smoke in here, and I put my nose next to the vent, and sure enough, it smells a little bit like cigarette smoke. So let's go ahead and put a game in and see if it does anything. We got Rocket League right here. It'll probably work, but God, man, where has this console been? What has GameStop done to it? It's just amazing what GameStop will sell as refurbished. I don't know what to say, honestly. So while that's doing its thing, I'm gonna go and test the controller. So there's a pretty easy way to test a controller on the Xbox. This is not quite a full test, but it's good enough for our purposes. You go to accessories, then if you go down to this little hourglass thing, you can test all the buttons. So all right, so all the buttons seem to work, which is obviously good to see. We'll test them out in a game though, just to make sure. So I actually am noticing an issue on the controller. You have to press the middle button down really hard. As you can see, I'm pressing it down, not popping up. Unless I press it down really hard, then it pops up. But if I press it down just a little bit, nothing. That's not ideal, man. Whew. So by the way, the game did finish installing from the disk, so the disk drive does work. Still waiting for it to download an update. So I'm gonna try this controller in a game later, but for now, let's go ahead and open this Xbox up and see what GameStop did inside, because I am very curious. So let's go ahead and open this console up. Now, first of all, usually there's a sticker here covering this up with all the manufacturing information, but obviously it's gone now. Thanks to GameStop. We just gotta take out this screw and this screw right here, and then we'll be inside. Also, there seems to be something off with this green screw right here. It's actually poking up a little bit further than it should be. So the sticker would not sit flush. So that might be a sign of what's to come, but let's go ahead and take these screws out and see what's inside. Also, just wanted to mention that you can definitely tell this console's been opened before. If you look on the bottom side of the console, you can see some wear and tear down there and right here where they basically pried up to get this thing open, which I can't blame them too much. That's kind of how you have to get it open, but just something to point out that that's how you can tell that this console's been opened before. So first piece is out, and I guess at least it's not dusty in here. A little bit scratched up, but that's expected. Same here, doesn't look really dusty or anything, so that's good. We'll take the fan out right here and see what that looks like now. So the fan looks fine, and there's nothing else in here to really write home about yet. I'm gonna go ahead and keep taking it apart and let you guys know if I find something interesting. I'll probably go all the way down to the board to see if they replace thermal paste or any of that kind of stuff. So I'll see you guys back in a minute. So after taking apart this console for about 20 minutes, finally got down to what I wanted to see. So first of all, everything looks pretty normal. The smoke smell got a little bit stronger as further you got into the console, which was expected, but everything looks about normal. But then I got down to the heat sink and the chip, and look what I see. That doesn't look right to you, does it? I'll just tell you that what it appears to me is that GameStop left the original thermal paste on there and then just slapped some more on top of it. That's what it looks like to me, because that you see the gray stuff down there. That looks like the original thermal paste, and it looks like GameStop slapped some more white thermal paste all around it. So that's the GameStop way. I mean, it's still working, so technically I guess it works, but that's a bit sketch. What you should do is clean it all off and put some new thermal paste on it. But classic GameStop, they just leave the old stuff on it and slap on some new stuff and hope it works. And man, so sloppy. So ignoring the whole thermal paste debacle over here, I actually found what I was looking for, and that's the HDMI port, which, like I mentioned earlier, it's wiggly. And now looking closer at it, you can definitely tell it's been replaced, or they did something to it, because you see a bunch of old flux here all around it. You see some burn marks. You can definitely tell the solder pads have been messed with. But then if you look even closer, let me see if I can just zoom in a little bit more. So like if you look closely at this HDMI port, you can kind of see that there's a little gap right there. So this HDMI port is actually expanded out a little bit more than it should be. It should be a little bit tighter. So it's almost like they might have just reflowed or resoldered the original HDMI port that was broken, rather than putting a new one. Either that or the new one was also kind of messed up. But HDMI port is definitely loose in there. That needs to be, gone back together. I mean, it does work right now, but just not the best job from GameStop, man. Like, so many things wrong with this. It's like the full GameStop gambit in one swoop. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. And let me know down below what you think about this GameStop job. I'm giving it a rating of a 3 out of 10 on refurbishment. It does work, so I got to give them a 3. But other than that, just absolute crap. So let me know what you think down below. And thanks for watching.